All right, YouTube. Got 4 horror movies here. I get distracted with a Harry Chapin video, but I think it was better separate. So now I'm going to get into the 4 horror movies I got. And this one, I watched part of it the other night with one of my sons, and he was telling me what a great movie it was. Never saw it before. And he was telling me, Dad, you got to get that on Blu-ray. So I did. And I'm talking about a horror movie, but a horror comedy. And I don't mean these movies that are so bad they're funny. Not necessarily intentionally funny. They're just so bad you almost gotta laugh at them because they're so bad. No, there's actually a comedy using horror as kind of a backdrop. I'm talking about Zombieland. How this movie's escaped me, I don't know. I never saw it before. I did hear of it. I don't live under a rock, but I never watched it. So they were telling me how good it was, how funny it was, and I watched enough to see that it was. And I watched a little bit of it today to reinforce that. I got it for dirt cheap off of Amazon, so no slip, but it does. In fact, it's in the player right now because I'm kind of rewatching part of it. It does come with a digital copy and got some nice artwork behind it. No slip, but I can live without the slip. There's that. There's the back. A lot of special features on this thing too. So Zombieland. Next one was also dirt cheap, and I watched this one today and really liked it. I threw a Criterion Blu-ray sticker on it because I tried to take the glue off this thing, off the stupid Best Buy sticker. Why do they do that? So I just stuck a Blu-ray sticker on it because I couldn't get it off good. I'll get some glue gone and it'll be gone eventually. But Oculus, what a cool movie this was. I'm not going to say I understood everything. I get the basic plot. Some years earlier, these 2 children experienced this mirror, and 15 years later, or something like it, 11 years later, the boy gets out of a mental hospital. The girl is now a grown woman, and she is out to destroy the mirror. But she believes in order to do that, she's got to bring it back to the place where it haunted them originally, which was their old home, which is still vacant somehow. It was called the best horror film I've seen in years by Michael Pereira of Bloody Disgusting website, magazine, vlog, I don't know. I thought it was okay. I wouldn't say it was certainly not the best horror movie I've seen in years, but it held my interest. Loved the slip on it. And I thought the acting was good. I read somewhere where people thought the acting was bad. I didn't think so at all. The actor and actress in this movie I thought they did a nice job. So I'm not really sure what the problem was there. But yeah, I thought they did nice. I've used a digital download, so I'm going to hide that. But here's the disc. Pretty much like the front cover. Yeah, I liked Oculus. I don't know what number I'd give it. Only 7 or something, I guess. It was good. Definitely not a 5. It wasn't a 10. But I liked it. Maybe a 7.5. I don't know. I like this one better. Held my interest. I thought there were some certainly unnerving moments. And this is one of these films that I was making point on my what the fuck is wrong with modern horror videos. And I should make a part 2 of that because I've got a lot more to say about not just the jump scare, but horror in general these days. And this is an exception to the rule. Well acted, had some cliches in it, no doubt, but overcame a lot of those. A lot of people are saying this is amazing. Not about amazing, but it was good. It Follows. Basic premise is this girl has sex with somebody, and after she has sex, the person she has sex with ties her up long enough to be able to convince her that there's somebody that's going to be following her, something that's going to be following her that can look like anything it wants to, and if it catches up to her, it will not be a good thing. There's enough of a foreshadowing in the very beginning to know that if you get caught by this thing, you will die, and you will die painfully, without giving away what exactly I'm talking about. And so she has options. She could give it to somebody else. After all, as somebody points out, she is a girl. Attractive one at that. So she probably can find someone to have sex with without too much of a problem. Versus if it had been a boy, it's a little tougher. Tougher to do that. Although the boy that gave it to her didn't have any problems. But so, and then the film is this thing following her. Now it walks like the mummy walks, but it doesn't stop, doesn't eat, doesn't sleep. And so walking can get you quite a long ways in 24 hours, if you think about it, if you just walk from point A to point B. Would have been interesting to see what would have happened had she got on a plane or a boat. I was thinking about that. Although this thing probably could have gotten on a plane or gotten on a boat. But here's the back. This is a thought-provoking movie, nonetheless. And it did have some scares in it. It Follows. I liked it. Maybe an 8, maybe an 8.5. And the last one of the 4 I picked up, I haven't watched all of Zombieland yet, but I like what I've seen so far. This is a really interesting movie here. And this is another movie that makes you think. But I liked it. And the movie is Paxmachina. I'm not sure it's a horror movie, but it's something. It's at the very least a science fiction movie that has some horror overtones, I suppose. And this is about artificial intelligence. A gentleman wins in the very beginning a chance to go to the boss's exclusive private home in the middle of nowhere. That's extremely cool home, by the way. I think he's locked down with key cards and futuristic looking types of hallways and so on. But he's created something unique in that he's created an artificial intelligence, and he wants to see if this young man he wants to see what he thinks about it. Can it pass the tuning test, I think it's called. There's a Turing test. I don't know if it's on here. But the study basically is, would you be able to tell this was an artificial being if you weren't aware of it? Interesting movie, interesting concept. We'll probably get there someday. We're not there yet. But when machines can play chess and answer complex questions, it's only a matter of time before we get to this point where we create something that can virtually think for itself. So that's the 4 I picked up. Paxmachina, It Follows, Oculus. I'm not sure I ever said the name of that movie. Oculus. And finally, Zombieland, which I'm in the middle of watching. So I liked all of them to varying degrees. I'm not sorry I picked up any of them. And I thought they were pretty good pickups and pretty good movies to watch. So that's it for now, guys. Keep this one short and sweet. And until the next time, take care.